Hey everybody, Dr. Becca Hayes here from Golden Gate Chiropractic in San Francisco, California. And today I'm here with the lovely Michelle, working through some of her wellness care. When Michelle first joined us, she was dealing with a lot of tingling and numbness down her arm. Luckily, that doesn't happen too much anymore because of the maintenance care that we do. So we're just gonna check in, make sure everything's all good to go there, and get her rolling for the rest of her day. So one thing about Michelle is that she drives a lot. Not only does she have 3 kiddos to drive around between soccer practices and circus practice and football and school and dance and everything else in between, but she is also a realtor, which means she travels all around the Bay and checks out homes and helps people find their forever spot. And so one of the first things I always like to check is the balance of the hips. So oftentimes if you drive a lot, you're using one foot much more than the other side because pedal, right? Unless you're a stick shift human, then you got a little bit more going on. But most of us, myself included, our automatic cars, we're just kind of pushing through one half of our body for many, many hours a day. So it's easy to build a little bit of an imbalance on these sides. So for example, Michelle's right leg is a little bit shorter than her left leg at this exact moment, just looking at her heels. And walking around on one short leg typically doesn't feel too good for the lower back. So that is the first thing we're going to address by adjusting this right side right here. So Michelle, I'm gonna have you lay this side up, pretty please. Michelle's hip is actually kind of rotated down and back, which is pretty common for people who sit like a lot in the car, or sit a lot at the desk or anything like that. So my goal is going to be to rotate it up and forward so it sits a little bit more evenly with each side. First one's free. Just kidding. We'll go face up, pretty please. And then, oh yeah, perfect. Now we have even feet, which is always the goal. Walking around on even feet is a little bit easier than walking around on uneven ones. Like I said, when Michelle first joined us, she was dealing with a lot of pain, tingling, and numbness going down into her fingers, hand going numb from driving, from typing, from doing all those kinds of things. So the next area that I really want to work on is this shoulder. So the shoulder joint through this position has a couple spots that tend to get compressed really easily. So the first one is something called our brachial plexus. And what the brachial plexus is basically just a giant bundle of nerves, vascular tissue, muscle, like all of this stuff that feeds our whole lower arm. And if it starts to get compressed up in the shoulder, that can be one of the things that makes our hand go numb. So the first thing we're gonna do is really start to open up some of these muscles up in this upper section of shoulder that are usually on top of that brachial plexus. So this is something you can have a buddy do at home or have a friend help you with, which is kind of just pinning down this musculature and giving a nice stretch through this direction. That's okay, Michelle? Mm-hmm. And we're just gonna pull that head and that chin towards that opposite shoulder. Perfect. These muscles attach to our first 3 ribs, so our next stop on this is going to be adjusting those 3 ribs to make sure they're not adding any extra pressure to this area as well. Nice. Cool. The rib cage meets kind of this shoulder blade right in this zone. And again, all of these muscles come up and they attach to the back of the head. So when the rib cage is kind of in the way in this area, it can really add a lot of extra stress to that upper body. Perfect. Now, remembering the rib cage is a 360 structure, so not only do we need to worry about the back half of the ribs, but we also need to worry about the front half and the lateral half as well, or the front and the side. So I'm gonna use one of my little tools here to help me work through the side of the rib cage. So Michelle, I'm gonna have you go arm up overhead. So these ribs kind of coming through this direction. So I'm gonna just use my little tool down the edge of the rib cage. Good. And then back to center, and then again the front half of the ribs as well. Same thing, gonna use my little tool here. Perfect. Okay. The next area I tend to find a lot of people struggle with in their neck or in their upper back is actually the front of the cervical spine right here. A lot of times people will adjust the posterior or the back aspect of the cervical spine, these joints on the back half here, but a lot of stress actually comes from this front half of the cervical spine. Because again, those same muscles that we were talking about earlier connecting to the bottom 3 ribs also connect to the front of the top 3 vertebrae. So if you can imagine this kind of rubber band changing length between these 2 points, a lot of stress can get added through these front vertebrae. So the way that we address the front half of this side is actually from a different direction. And so I encourage you, if you're maybe not getting success with posterior neck adjustments, to have your chiropractor check out the front half, because it is also incredibly important. And if you can imagine, as you're sitting at your desk or driving and that neck travels forward, a lot of excess pressure can occur right through this junction. So that's the next place we're going to address, is right at the top of the spine here for Michelle. Nice. It's usually her favorite. Mm-hmm. The next thing that we want to do is not just adjust those joints the one time to try to make that motion, but also create the change that gets somebody from being in this crunched position to this open position. You can do this at home with something like a yoga block or a foam roller, but we're going to have Michelle sit up a smidge and fall back on top of this to create, again, that extension. So kind of the opposite direction of being crunched and forward, that adds that compression through that shoulder joint and creates some of that extra tension. So we'll put her here on this block for a few minutes just to, again, reinforce the work that we've done here in the office. This is also something that is part of her homework at home, is to make sure she finds some time in between 3 kids' soccer matches and things along those lines to get some extension in her day so that she can continue to feel really good and make it to all those games and have a good time.